You know what? I always knew as a kid that I was going to be balancing a kind of a physical expression and maybe a more internal expression, like as a writer. And I also wanted to make films. So right away, early on, I felt that I wanted to have a kind of performative expression, but also a more maybe introspective expression. And I also wanted to find ways to bring those together, which is what I've managed to do with sort of screen arts. I guess contemporary dance is expressing of the human condition through the body and its movement in ways that are speaking to and relevant to people now, but hopefully in ways which will also have enough depth and richness to them that they will continue to communicate to people if they see it in the future. But I do feel like an artist is a bit of a conduit, and you don't really know exactly where your ideas come from, but you do know when they're good ideas. And it's sort of like you have to tune to that information that's coming through you, and if you can really fine-tune it and you be a vessel, a vehicle for it, then you can really make something happen. It can be really fruitful to create in a context where the ideas aren't your own initiating ideas, or there's been a task or a project assigned to you. I mean, I actually really love doing that, because what that means is that it brings out aspects of my creativity that I wouldn't have necessarily started from. So at that point, maybe a producer has an idea, or a writer, or whoever, and they want me to choreograph for it, or write, or direct, or whatever, then I find that I'm now then working within their brief of what they're looking for, so they've already identified that target audience, and I'm happy to do that, but I also feel that I can add a lot of richness and layers and texture to that idea, so that it has maybe more depth. To be outside the box, you have to see the box. So you have to be able to sit back and observe the box, whether the box is your mind or a certain pattern that people are in, or a certain set of habits that we have as a society or as a group. So in order to see how an idea could be done more efficiently or more creatively or more interestingly, you have to be able to detach yourself enough from everything to be able to go, oh, well, it doesn't have to be done that way, and maybe something more interesting could happen if you did it this other way. Because I think people get really caught in habit, and that can become it's always done this way, and well, actually it's not always. Nothing is always done this way. If you look historically, history of all creative arts and most industries has been constant change, but people hang on to things at the time. No, it's like this, but that's not a good way to go. You need to step back and go, it's constant change, things are evolving, where could they evolve to in the future, how could I facilitate that evolution? Technological innovation is a wonderful inspiration for creativity, because it creates a new field in which to be creative, and a new set of parameters, and a new set of possibilities. And the question I like to ask myself is, what creative ideas and what themes and concepts really correspond to the opportunities being created by this technology, the frame that's been created by this technology, to really see what's in front of you and go, okay, this is an opportunity for something that hasn't been done before. So this brings something new out of me, and out of my craft, and out of my art form, and out of my own pool of things that I've wanted to explore but maybe haven't yet. And then I'm able to sort of find the match, and that match is a new match. So it is an innovative and a creative match, because the two have come together in a way they couldn't have before. Again, I think it's really important for people to find their own modes of expression. And I've never been one who thought that there was a single path, or my path was the right path. I mean, my path is the path that I've explored, and I'm also, that's still evolving. And I always feel like it's much more interesting if lots of people develop their own paths, and anything I can do to facilitate other people's paths, I'm always happy to do. I'm always trying to be helpful to people. That's one of the reasons I'm happy to do that dance film course, because it's about giving people an understanding of the toolkit that they have, and then giving them a chance to find their way through with that, rather than going, oh no, what I do is right, if you're not doing what I do, it's wrong. And there, some people, well, I don't like, that's not an approach that I find very useful. The opening up of the interactive is very exciting and offers some new pathways for creativity. Not just new pathways for audience interaction, but new pathways for creativity that involves audience interaction. So because the tools allow people to be involved as an artist, that gives you a chance to create new things for them to be involved in, and that's quite exciting. A lot of people are sort of like, oh, no, I just liked it when it was the artist only creating, or other people say, forget about the artist, it's all about the audience. I don't think either of those extremes really work. It's more that the artist has a chance to create in a way that allows the audience to be creative with them, and that's creative for both of them, and they both have a role in that.